Hello, gorgeous Librans, and welcome to May 2021. And oh goodness, I sat down to look at this energy this month, and we're getting into eclipse season, we're getting into Mercury retrograde season, we are having some big planetary shifts. So this is a powerful month, and we've had a couple of months that have been a little subtler, a little bit more like some internal simplicity. And here we go. In May, we are really going to be getting involved in our creative process, getting involved in how we think, speak, act, create in the micro. And Libra, specifically for you, this is a really interesting time of year. Of course, we're shifting through Taurus season for a good chunk of the month, and then we move into Gemini season, a fellow air sign. And what's interesting about May for Librans is that important things are happening in the ninth house of Gemini. A lot of energy is moving over there. Sun, Mercury, Venus are all moving over to Gemini, which is going to be highlighting your world view. What is your philosophy on the world you live in, on the role you play in it, on the big picture cosmovision that you have? That is going to be one of the most important elements of this month that you're going to be noticing time and again. There's going to be this question returning and returning to you, which is, do I see the world as a friendly place, as a place that I can create and flourish and grow in? Or do I sometimes flip into a cosmovision of it being a hostile, cold universe or a malevolent universe? And it's, I think most people flip through different versions of their version of the universe regularly, but sometimes we practice into one a little bit more. And this month is really going to be asking you to review that and notice where maybe you are having a vision of the world, a philosophy of the world that's maybe snuck in or developed over the last year that is starting to sabotage you, do harm, make you feel like you can't move, you can't change, you can't create. And not only that, but obviously to really invest in planting seeds that build a vision of the world that you want to live in, that you want to be a part of, that you want to be a creator in, because this is really important. So we have all this energy moving into Gemini, which is highlighting that hugely. At the very end of the month, on the 29th, we begin Mercury retrograde, and that's really going to begin. We're going to continue this theme into June. Now, Mercury in Gemini is great energy, and we're all going to be doing well with that. Our ability to use thoughts and ideas is going to be amplified during Mercury in Gemini, and I'd even say during the retrograde itself. And we're going to be doing a whole discussion on my Patreon about Mercury in Gemini this year and what to do with it and the retrograde, but it's really powerful energy. Now, there's a couple other big things that I want to cover in the aspects before we get to cards. One is that Jupiter, who's been moving through Saturn for this first half of the year, is moving into Pisces. Pisces energy for you all is 6th house. So this has to do with how you're taking care of yourself, how you're listening to your body. And we'll get more into that because Jupiter is going to continue to be in the sign for a little bit here. But the second half of this month, you're also going to be wanting to notice, how is your world vision? How are you talking about the world, thinking about the world, affecting your physical? Are you noticing there be a tie between those two? Jupiter in Pisces is going to expand for all of us our ability to feel our souls and what needs to be heard from behind the scenes in a big way. And I'm very excited about that. I love Piscean energy. I jive with it. I think it's really fun. Some people find it very challenging. For you, you're going to maybe notice your body is giving you that information about what visions of the world are feeling good or what's feeling harmful. 6 of Pentacles, balance. I mean, you are the sign of balance, right? That is the whole thing. There's another big thing going on. Well, first we have a new moon in Taurus, which is going to be really juicy, yummy energy. And I didn't mention this, but Taurus season we're working with for the first half of the month is going to be about your transformation as well. Going in the underworld and coming back out clear. Now, the full moon at the end of the month on the 26th is a lunar eclipse. We begin eclipse season with the Sagittarius full moon. And this is your third house of how you communicate. Three of Swords, classic. How you communicate, how you tell your story. And that's where I'm saying, you know, you're getting all this energy in Gemini, which is awesome. It's going to be pouring into you, helping you get your Cosmovision into a place that's going to help you. And then is then going to reflect back to you and help you move and create. So important. So it's one of the essential, most important things you can do for yourself is figure out a Cosmovision for yourself that holds you, nourishes you, and helps you connect to others and do your beautiful thing. The Lovers, hello. But this Sagittarius full moon lunar eclipse is also going to be asking you that same question, but like in the details. So how are you speaking to yourself and the world? Okay, Libra, we got a roller coaster here with these cards. And I think you can see there's an emotional evolution going on in this month for you. And I just really get the sense that this is a month where you can really get intentional, get into some new practices, and they don't have to be complex. I'm not asking you to suddenly pile on 20 practices every day to make yourself like a spiritual guru. It's not necessary at all. It's these simple things, just connecting with your world vision. What does that feel like? What does that look like? How are you talking about the world? How are you talking about your role within it? Huge right there. Also, acknowledging how you've changed and grown. I really skimmed over this a few minutes ago because there's just so much going on in May, but we are going through Taurus season, and for Librans, that means this is a time of skin shedding. Sun and Uranus meet up right at the beginning of this month. They're opening May with a huge conjunction that is breaking us open to how we are going to innovate our lives. And for you, that's transformative energy. And this is just a powerful month for you. You can harness this energy gorgeously. So let's talk through what's going on. Six of Pentacles is a card of balance, right? It's about finding a flow with your giving and your receiving. And I think too, when I'm thinking about having a vision of the world, I think most of us are trained that there's not equilibrium in the world, right? We have a lot of contrasts in this world. Let's just agree. We have a lot of contrasts in this world. There are people who are fabulously wealthy. There are people who are struggling to survive. There are times when we have a lot of energy, times when we have little energy. There are big differences in how we each experience the world. And it isn't this nice give and receive reciprocal thing. Like the way we perceive it doesn't always happen. However, there is a flow of energy at all times, right? And how do we want to let that energy flow through us as an individual is something that we can choose, we can figure out, right? We may not be able to figure out all the other imbalances and major contrasts of the entire world, but we can get into a place where we feel as though our energy flow is in balance and harmony, and that we feel that we can always connect in, that we can always, in any second, any time, no matter what, we can be super stressed out, distressed. We can be having a version of the world where it does feel cold, it does feel isolating, it does feel harsh, it just feels like a world of contrast, and we are always invited to tap back into that beautiful energy that wants to flow through us. And for me, Six of Pentacles is about tapping into that. And how when we let ourselves do that, right? And we just, simple, it doesn't have to be complex. We just let ourselves begin. Suddenly energy starts to flow from us. So what I'm seeing here is finding your center point within your energetic journey, finding a center point within yourself so that you can feel that flow of energy again. Now, here's the thing. We have this Three of Swords. I'm not going to lie, right? We have it. And I think, speaking of contrasts, when I see the Three of Swords surrounded by the Six of Pentacles and the Lovers, I see some contrasts, and I'm sure you do too. The Six of Pentacles and the Lovers are all about reciprocity. They're all about a flow of energy. They're all about mutual appreciation. They're all about a sense that when you give of your energy It does not feel heavy. It does not feel like you're just sacrificing yourself to something bigger, something that you don't really care for, right? And there is an ease to it. There's also receiving. I didn't really bring up, but yes, receiving as well, right? Allowing ourselves to be utterly loved, utterly seen, seen for who we are, seen for just our true selves, not the performance, not how well we can convince others that we're okay. Just us, right? Just ourselves, just yourself. And what I'm seeing here, the Three of Swords is always, for me, it's when we put ourselves, either we go through thoughts that continue to be super painful for us, so thinking we're not good enough, thinking we live in a hollow, cold universe, thinking about past painful experiences over and over again obsessively, feeling as though we have to keep reliving them. Also putting ourselves in situations that hurt, right? With people that don't appreciate us or love us or really like care, putting ourselves in work situations and stress situations because we feel we have to. That's what Three of Swords represents, is when we keep going back there, right? But Three of Swords is also about creativity. It's also about, because 3 in tarot is all, and 3, the number, is all about creativity. It's, it's two entities coming together and creating a third, right? It's all of those kind of symbols. And this is also about what your pain can teach you, what your pain is trying to direct you toward, which is not toward more of the same. It's to break a pattern. So whether you're just kind of going through a transformation where you're releasing some of that pain, or you are going through a situation right now or a phase in your life where there is a lot of pain, there's a lot of misunderstanding, there's a lack of connection or what have you, or you're looking for love or you're in a painful love relationship, pay attention this month, because you're not being asked to keep living that. In fact, we have a major graduation on our hands, Libra. The Lovers and the World. Wow. These cards are so, it makes me think about a dawn after a really dark night, right? Like it's been a dark night. It's been like a thunderstorm. There's been wind howling and blowing, and it felt like the storm would never end and the darkness would never end, and we were going to be held in the thrall of this darkness forever. And then somewhere along the line, the sun starts to creep up and a bird starts to sing and the air clears and we could smell the freshness. That's what I kind of get with the Lovers and the World. These are graduation, especially the World is a graduation energy. It's about closing out a cycle. It's about welcoming in some new energy. And of course, the Lovers is about reciprocal love. And Lovers is connected to Gemini energy as well. And this whole idea of like the vision you have of the world directly affects your relationships. It directly affects how much love you can receive. It directly affects how much love you can give. It directly affects how you choose to share your energy. And the World is here to tell you, and it's telling me, it's time to let go of things that are causing you pain. You don't have to keep living in them. You're not required to. You're not required to continue to torture yourself and feel empty. This is a time of graduation. This is a time of skin shedding. This is a time of liberation for Librans. And it's really powerful. When I saw all the aspects going on for you this month, I was like, I got shivers, I got goosebumps. I was just so excited by the themes coming through, by the opportunities here for some shifting, because I think, we want to sometimes define ourselves. We define ourselves and we just say, well, I've had a really hard year. I'm haggard. I'm tired. I don't feel like myself. I feel jaded. I don't think I can come back to that. And we start to make it feel like that is who we are as a person, right? And I've been there. No judgment at all for that. But that's not who you are. If that's something that's coming up, maybe you don't have that issue, but a lot of people are right now. but it's not who you are, right? You're always welcome to choose something different. And that's what this month is all about for you. You are always welcome to choose something different, and you are being welcomed into that right now. So use this transformational time as empowerment for you. Don't get intimidated by your own empowerment to come back to a place of a vision of beauty and love and connection and harmony. But it is going to require you turning away from the storm. Turning away from this is literally like a thunderstorm behind this heart, right? You have to choose that. And that's your choice when you feel comfortable with choosing to turn away from the storm and turn toward the peaceful meadow, the peaceful sunrise, and look there and see what happens next. And that is exactly what May is all about for you guys. I'm so excited. I wish you a playful month, a love-filled month, a romantic month, a flirty month, a month of creativity, and coming back to a cosmovision that is full of love and opportunity to help each other, to help yourself, to feel at peace, to feel creative, to be able to see fully with your eyes. I hope it's just gorgeous. We are going to be doing so much in Patreon in May. I'm realizing now the amount of times we're going to connect on Patreon in May, because we're going to be doing Jupiter moving into Pisces. We're going to be covering the Gemini retrograde, or the Mercury retrograde in Gemini, and the outer planet retrogrades that are going to start to happen soon too. So there's just a lot going on in the coming months. I would love to see you over there. I'd love to see you stick around here as well. I'm sending you all my love. You can find me on Instagram, my website. I'll leave all the goodies in the description box, as well as PinkLune's gorgeous jewelry. And I will see you all in June for more adventure ahead. And we are going to be in the middle of eclipse season then, so we'll see what happens. Sending you my love.